we showed up? Why do we wish to practice? And what are we practicing? My aunt died about a year and a half ago, and she enjoyed reading. So I'm going through some of her books and finding, books written in the 70s and 80s, as well as the 21st century. But just this little piece from John Powell, Unconditional Love. We will, as the old saying goes, die as we have lived. People who in old age prove quite self-centered and demanding, as well as those who are mellow and tolerant, did not become so only in their later years. Old cranks have practiced all their lives, just as open-hearted people have likewise practiced all their lives. So it was one of the motivations for me to start practicing all those years ago. I didn't sort of want to end up sort of bitter and jealous and rigid and very judgmental and so on. And I think those of us, well, maybe at any age, but especially maybe those of us who are older, can see how this could happen. Definitely. So how do we, practice? How do we live a life that that doesn't consume us with these qualities that aren't so life-giving, or doesn't encourage us to flourish, to connect, to love? And so we're practicing and developing habits. And so this question of what am I doing here? Why am I here? What am I practicing? I suggest that we can practice with the intention of being open to experience, having a sense of maybe allowing, of patience, maybe even a sense of warmth, and maybe over time some tenderness will develop towards ourselves and others. So taking our seat once again, standing, sitting, or lying. The intention is to be awake as best we can. And so this sitting posture expresses our wish to be here and present. Maybe we can soften the shoulders a little, so the sense of being open in the chest may develop. This can allow the chest to have more space to breathe. Maybe noticing the attitude that we're bringing towards ourselves, towards this experience. Maybe it's the attitude of needing to fix, needing to be very different, wanting to be better, wanting to be somebody. So, this is an experiment in sort of not putting all our attention in that sphere and putting our attention to being here, already alive and whole. It's quite a thing, you might say, to turn up, to make space for ourselves in this way that you might say not so long ago Sundays used to be quiet. And so perhaps sensing the body as the anchor, or if for whatever reason this is too demanding, if the body perhaps is in a lot of pain this morning, you can choose another sense like sound to keep us, you might say, tethered, grounded, gravity to keep us here. And in a sense, no matter what mood we might be in, how we woke up this morning, we don't have to spend too much time thinking or mulling about this even. It's more of a noticing and acknowledging a sense of allowing as best you can. Practicing making space for all experiences that we notice, that we become awake to. And anchoring ourselves. It doesn't matter if the mind wanders thousands of times. At some stage, we will notice, wake up. It's very interesting then to notice our reaction. Do we get impatient and feel a failure? And so on. Maybe we can begin to learn to respond with a sense of openness, allowing, patience, warmth. Maybe a tender understanding of this human condition that we find ourselves in. So, just for this moment in time and space, perhaps allowing ourselves to be just as we are. Breathing and knowing that we're breathing. Sensing the body and knowing that there is a body. maybe a little more present, a little more here. And as we sit here, you might say, other grooves are being developed. And sometimes I might feel that nothing is happening. But each time we pause like this and intentionally cultivate space, a sense of approaching experience, something is happening. Maybe now just checking in on how you are this morning, how you are right now. The heart or the mood. At ease or joyful, maybe some sadness, worry. Life isn't black or white, and neither are we. And breathing or listening to sound. And seeing as this is a Sunday, just reflecting, is there anything right now that there can be some appreciation for? Maybe that's too difficult a question right now. If you've lost someone recently, that might be just far too difficult to think about. And so that's absolutely okay. We've different histories and families and living in different circumstances. So just use what you find useful. But if there is something about right now that there can be, that you appreciate, or something maybe in the last day or even the last week that you can think of, that might be very simple, but that you can have some genuine appreciation for. Just bringing that to mind now. They say we have brains that sort of worry sticks like Velcro, hard to get rid of. But when there's something of beauty or joy, it tends to slip off like on a Teflon frying pan. This is just how we're built. So it can be interesting to deliberately, intentionally spend a little bit of time in this atmosphere, you might like, of appreciation. Identifying one or two things and sort of savoring perhaps right now or some experience recently. I'm going to sound the bell now, and maybe in a minute, if anyone would like to put into the chat box, if that's appropriate, something that you have identified perhaps and savored. And just to say, another one of my aunt's books was called Cloud Spotter's Guide. Although cloud spotting is an activity best undertaken with time on your hands, it is something that everyone can enjoy. Clouds are the most egalitarian of nature's display, since each one of us has a good view of them. So it really doesn't matter where you are. And this guy who wrote this book, Gavin Petter Pinney, is the founder of the Cloud Appreciation Society, a global organization he set up to fight blue sky thinking. He's also the co-founder and creative director of the Idler magazine. In praise of idleness. So, okay, friendship and sharing from Doreen. Thank you, Doreen. Any other experience that you've been savoring? The beautiful sun from Ailish. Dominic, for my garden, which I've spent more time in the last few weeks. The time outside in the sunshine yesterday. This beautiful sit, Ruth. Thank you. I was in the Phoenix Park yesterday in, what's the house called? Where Leo was in lockdown. Anyway, it's open now and there's just magnificent trees there. From Una for the sounds of nature and my family's voices. From Frank, building sandcastles on happy childhood holidays in County Wexford. Lovely. So having the free time to look after my plants from Andrea. So it's mood, it lifts our mood, doesn't it? I think even reading this and sharing something like this, we lift our mood. So yeah, maybe today we can keep our eyes open and for things that genuinely we just have appreciation occurs naturally, but we're noticing it maybe today. So that's for Sunday's homework. Standing in a beautiful graveyard on a summer's day surrounded by family and friends at my wife's mother's funeral. From Porrig. Oh, Porrig. Thanks for sharing that, a very intimate time. Standing in a beautiful graveyard on a summer's day surrounded by family and friends at my wife's mother's funeral. Oh. Yeah, well, thanks for sharing, and it's lovely that you can feel free, and yeah, I hope it wasn't too difficult. Yeah. Cycling in the hills again. A beautiful body scan by Brother Frapp. Okay, so some very tender moments there, and appreciation of friends, family, sun, the body being able to cycle and so on. So thank you very much. And I think, like I say, this is the new handshake, probably in Ireland. I hope you have a lovely afternoon. And yeah, just to say, I'm starting an 8-week course on Tuesday and one self-compassion on Wednesday. Just passing that word around. There's still some spaces. So thanks for being here, for supporting yourself and everyone else by turning up.
Thanks, Josephine.
You're welcome. Bye. Thanks, Ruth.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Josephine. Thank you.
My pleasure. Okay. You're welcome, Richard. Richard Rohan Martin. Another Josephine there. She's got her Joe.
Thanks very much. It's lovely.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay. Enjoy the
Thanks.
day. Bye.
I'm not very good at this technology.
Not to worry. There's no rush. There's no rush.
I'm getting used to it.
Great, you're on
Bye
it.
bye. It was lovely. Thank you.
Okay, bye.